what's that word? Um, I was debating on doing this tonight for a lot of reasons. One of those reasons is fucking life is in turmoil. One, start there. Um, it's just, how do I explain this shit? I guess I haven't been the best I could be in a lot of instances. Um, so I guess I'm reaping the benefits of that. Um, this one's going to be about relationships, more so when love breaks, infidelity, disrespect, and divorce decisions. Grand Rising and welcome. Today we're talking about some of the hardest experiences in a marriage: infidelity, feeling no love, ongoing disrespect, and facing divorce. Which I'm running the ladder on at this point. So yeah, let's get into it. If this hits close to home, just know you're not alone. I mean, I hate to say it, but I think more of us are closer to that line than we think. Exactly. It's not a place that I'm proud that I'm in. Honest, proudest of moments today, but nonetheless, I have to accept it and live that shit out. So that's basically what I'm here for today. It's just to basically help myself help maybe somebody else who's not going through the shit that I've gone through. Maybe not put your significant other through the shit I've been through or I put mine through. I haven't been the best as of late. And I can say that with a whole heart. Now, today kind of got the best of me. I can say that. Um, I also can say that as men, we don't really understand the severity of, I guess, injuring or hurting wives' hearts. If you so would, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't think we always think about the repercussions, the ramifications of the shit we do. I'll be honest with you, I don't. Sometimes I think shit is water under the bridge, but it's really not. And you have to fix that boo. If you don't fix that boo, a lot of shit becomes bigger than what it should be. A lot of shit becomes trust issues. A lot of shit. And it spreads his head, rears his head, however you want to put it, and fucked up with. So I'm just here to talk about where I think I went wrong in some shit. Also, how I could maybe possibly help somebody else not make these same mistakes. First, you have to recognize that you made a mistake. And I think that's the hardest part, personally, is really accepting the fact that you hurt somebody that be careful. Uh, it's not the easiest thing to deal with. So you kind of have to really think about the shit. And, sit with it type shit. Um, I haven't exactly set with mine yet, but I'm kind of already in that mode of sitting in my shit because I feel like for me, this is it. No Michael Jackson. So I'm kind of already sitting in mine, like I said. So it's maybe different for me compared to y'all, but at the same time, like I feel like if you want it, fight for it. But if you don't want it, at least be in for it. I'm never gonna advocate. Like I'm never gonna say yes to divorce all the time, but I'm not gonna say that sometimes it's not, or at least a separation. I'm not gonna sit here and act like that. You live in this world where, like, if you get a divorce, they don't look at you crazy and all that shit. Because I've seen my mom go through it. I'm pretty sure there's other women and men that's going through it. It's like you get a fucking weird ass label on your back that says "Don't fuck with me because I'm divorced" or some shit. Nonetheless, I hope y'all's relationship don't come to that point. I pray that it doesn't. Um, I am accused of, well, not accused, but I have been a breach of the infidelity contract in times in my marriage. Um, like I said, I'm being transparent as I can. I haven't been always been the best husband, best support partner, things of that nature. I didn't always understand everything that was going on at times, or the severity of some things. So I kind of guess took it for granted. You know what? Tried to. I guess I tried to put a patch on something that didn't deserve. Like I thought it would get better without doing work, when in reality, every day you have to. Just like there's no off days and anything else, there's no off days. It's like I said, this isn't like my ideal situation, nor is it my ideal life. But I feel like I had to say something for me and maybe somebody else. You know, like I know I'm not the only dude with this shit, but at the same time, if I can help somebody while I go through my shit, that'd be cool too. You know, according to the American Association for Marriage and Family Therapy, roughly 15 to 25% of married couples in the U.S. experience infidelity at some point. Feeling unloved or disrespected is even more widespread. Um, that being said, that makes me wonder, like, I guess you can say you care all your day long, but at the end of the day, your actions speak otherwise. So, I guess we could tell that one all day long. Like, hey, I love you, sweetheart, I love you, babe. But at the end of the day, if your actions don't meet that same word, then do you really love them? You know what I mean? Can she count on you day in and day out? Are you going to be there emotionally, physically, emotionally? Like I said, I think that's the hardest part for us because I feel like sometimes it's hard to tap into all of our emotions, even though we should be able to. But at times, I think the male stigmas and stereotypes get to us, so we feel like I can just shoulder all this shit without knowing like that shit really break you at the seams type shit. We're almost down that subject long. I'm gonna get into infidelity, and trying to move beyond the betrayal. First of all, we're gonna talk about why it may hurt our significant other so much. Emotional bonds are broken, triggering a trauma-like response. So basically, when you do hurt your partners emotionally, if you do happen to cheat or, you know, show some form of infidelity or any magnitude, um, that bond of emotions is now broken. And now you must fix that, which also triggers a trauma-like response, which means that now you're going to have to basically replay that same mistake over and over. So it's never a good thing. It's never a good thing to get caught up. It's never a good thing to be caught up, put yourself in a situation to get caught up. It's never cool to be on Instagram, chick all in your DMs. It's not cool. Even if she's not here, it's still infidelity. You know, we have to accept that. That at some point you have to really acknowledge the fact that you're really basically just setting yourself up for failure. Really, even watching, even watching, like if you go to Twitter, that shit's full of shit, everything, and it's like you can't really run without seeing like women like scantily clothed, jiggly boobs, or big butt, just all in the grill when you're watching YouTube. Like it's sex is obviously shown in the past few years that sex definitely sells. Because women, a lot of women wouldn't even have the platforms they have if it work for their looks and some shit. You feel me? So it's like I feel like that plays a part because now you looking at some shit that you probably would never see in person. But then you question like on some shit like, damn, why can't I get that? You feel what I'm saying? Or attain this type of woman. But then that's the thing that they kind of want you to have. Like, not every woman is an Instagram model. Not every woman wants to be an Instagram model. You know what I'm saying? Some people like being the girl next door. That's okay. But I feel like we must fall out of that fat of thirst traps and all that shit. And simping and all that shit. Not saying that I did. Lord knows, we just had to bury myself alive if I did this shit. But also, I realized you can't defend your infidelity because there's no reason for there's no substantial or good enough reason for a broken heart. So with that being said, like no excuse is gonna be like okay for like yeah, I can understand that. No, don't work like that. Um, Now breaking the infidelity down, the brain chemistry. Infidelity activates stress and pain responses similar to physical injury. Oxytocin and dopamine pathways that reinforce attachment or disrupt it. So it's like even your body's pulling you away. You know what I'm saying? Or pulling your significant other away once you commit act of infidelity. And it's crazy that you don't know this shit until you've done it and fucked up, or you're on the verge of fucking up, and you're trying to figure out why am I doing this? Why am I acting like this? Why? You know, just a why period. So I feel like in a way we chase too much dopamine, hence the scantily clad women, the thirst traps and all that shit. Instagram especially. Like you can't for every funny video you have at least 15 to 30,000 of twerk videos. And I mean, like nowadays it's harder than ever to just not watch like nothing. But then it's also I guess a different ball game with those said women hit you up in the DMs. You know what I'm saying? Like it's women that you never thought would fuck with you, but all of a sudden they start fucking with you. But then in your head, you like, why are they fucking with me? You know what I'm saying? And I think that's where the bad decision starts. Because I feel like we could put way more effort into our own homes than we do into impressing another chick that don't really fuck with us type shit. So I think that's also part of the dopamine and oxytocin situation. I can't say why it hurts so much. I can only empathize and imagine. Um, but it has to be the worst feeling in the world. I guess at some point you have to realize you gotta be at least sort of fucked up in order to do that somebody you care about. So, and I'm guilty of that shit. So I have to take my lick. You feel me? Like I have to take whatever the fuck I'm with. And right now it's looking like it may not be repairable. You know what I'm saying? So it's like I really am talking to y'all, but I'm talking to myself too. Um, there's stages of emotional response, which is shock denial, or this can be happening, anger / resentment, rage at partner and at self, sadness and grief, mourning the relationship you thought you had, and acceptance / decision making. Choose a whether to repair or leave. And I'm thinking right now, she's choosing to leave. And I can't necessarily blame her for that. I can't blame her for wanting better for herself. I can't blame her for wanting the belittlement to stop. Um, at least in it. Um, I feel like she wants a smile that I can't give at times. Not because I'm incapable, but because I'm not processing everything like I should. I wake up every day in a hurry. I wake up every day pretty much knowing that my day is going to be complete shit, and I'm going to be up early, and I'm going to get off late as shit. And I carry that with me, and that probably has a big deal to do with the reception of love that I give or can receive. I feel like I've got to a point to where I feel like I've worked on this so long that it would be a fine oil ran to the machine. But due to my ignorance, it does not work like that in marriage. It's never really a fine tuning machine because you're always working. You're always trying to get better. You're always finding new parts and new things to find out about that said marriage. So to me, honestly, the shock denial part does happen, but I don't know if it exactly happens in the SASA format. I think it can vary depending on the person or your partner, and you never know. Like I feel like it could be sadness, grief, then anger, resentment, then acceptance, and then I say sadness, anger, shock, then acceptance. You know what I'm saying? Like it could go. I feel like it's interchangeable almost because you never know how the person's going to exactly show their emotional response, or it could be 2 out of the 4. It could be all 4. You just never know. And the root causes of infidelity versus the symptoms. Many cases of infidelity aren't just about sex. Often linked to emotional neglect, lack of communication, unmet needs, or external stressors. And I feel like for me, it was the external stressors, lack of communication, and emotional neglect. I feel like I was at times very selfish. Um, I feel like sometimes I was more worried about my pain than my family. Um, I seem to wear my pain a lot longer than people. And communication, no matter how big or how small, is key. No matter what the fuck you do, no matter how y'all look at it, no matter how y'all feel about each other, communication is always. And if you lack that said communication, it's going to make it a very hard and uphill struggle for you to make it in marriage. Because you have to be able to talk to each other at a common level. You have to be able to understand each other at a common level. And when you don't understand your partner at a certain level, that's where the misunderstanding things come from. That's where the kind of tuning out shit comes from. Because the lack of communication. The deliverance wasn't right. The formatting wasn't right. It could be a lot of things. It's like how you say it, but also the words you use. There's many other factors that goes into receiving what a person is saying to you. It's not just how you say it. It's your tone. It's the pitch. It's a lot of different things that go into really, really trying to deliver heavy messages or heavy, loads to people. Research from the Journal of Marital and Family Therapy shows that emotional dissatisfaction often predicts infidelity more than sexual dissatisfaction. And I can see that too, even in men. You know what I'm saying? Like that emotional disconnect that can happen or sometimes does happen in a marriage. I don't want to nip that in the butt. Because if it's more emotional than sexual, then that means it's not a physical thing. It has to be the emotional part, the intimacy part, the PDA part. There, I say, you know what I mean? And yes, just some warning signs of shit that you may be looking at: emotional withdrawal, frequent secrecy with technology, less interest in intimacy or shared activities with the partner. I mean, just me being honest, I think I do all of those on the infidelity tip. And just being honest. Because I have been known to be a secrecy person with my phone at one point in time in our relationship or marriage. Um, I did find less interest in intimacy or shared activities. I felt myself wanting to be alone more. And I should have saw that as a problem, not a good thing. And emotional withdrawal, it's like I feel like that would be going through emotions of just whatever your everyday routine is. Like whether it's get up, take kids who go to work, or however that schedule may fall, or you pick them up, go to work, bam, however your schedule falls. I think that's a lot of where it comes from as well. The loads not being split properly, little snappy reactions, all those shits like that probably play a factor in warning signs for your partner or for you. You know, next we're going to get into feeling unloved or disrespected. Um, these are signs that you're not being valued or you're not valuing your partner. Your partner consistently dismisses feelings or opinions. You consistently dismiss feelings or opinions. Lack of appreciation or affection and being ignored during important decisions. I have been known to at least do the lack of appreciation or affection. Um, just being honest, I know there are a few times I should have been a little bit more joyous about a gift or action and I wasn't, and it wasn't received well, and I thought that was crazy. But in reality, I would feel the same way if I worked my ass off to do something for someone and they just like, oh, okay, that's nice, and kept going about their day. So definitely can understand the lack of appreciation or affection. And when your partner is an affection fiend, it's hard to necessarily have that lack of appreciation or affection. So you're not really doing it from a place of love. You're doing it from a place of mind. What's the word I'm looking for? I want to say mundane, but from an empty place. I guess that's the best way I can put it. Like you're going through emotions. Like it's not, you know, it's not it's not genuine in a way. I think because if you're not putting your whole heart in, then maybe you know what I'm saying. That's not genuine to some people. But I don't know. I can't call it. This is how disrespect shows up: name calling, sarcasm, criticism, public humiliation, or undermining and ignoring boundaries or accepting consent. That last one is a big sketch in my opinion. So I'm not overstepping the consent. No means no. So get married or not. Public humiliation or undermining, I didn't understand that. Like getting into the tiff in public, showing your ass in public, knowing damn well like, bro, let's take this shit in. Like, I don't know, I have a bad habit of wanting to be right there on the spot. Like, not trying to wait for the later. I'm sorry. Like, no, I need that now. But that's not fair because that could lead to a lot of these. You know what I'm saying? You want it to be right. Name calling, criticism of the marriage or the relationship, which I know I'm hyper vigilant, period. So I'm always super critical of my marriage and shit, which is not a good thing at all. Um, I don't think we've ever went through the being ignored on important decisions situation, to my knowledge. I mean, I could be wrong, but just to my recollection, I don't remember that one being issue. But any disrespect is wrong. If you're doing any of these anymore, which I'm guilty of, it's wrong. Like, it's point blank period. Like, nah, it's cool to joke, but then once that top three name calling, sarcasm, criticism get kicked in, it's no longer a joke. Now it's super serious, and now all the little fun that was in that said conversation is now gone, and now it's going to get crucial because now somebody feels played. When someone feels played, that's when the gloves come off. So I've noticed. So if you can avoid making your significant other feel played, ignored, like a dummy, any of that shit, hitting them with the whoop, don't be that shit. Um, I think that would be no. That's not it. Okay. We have a few. Now, this is the one that I did not realize, honestly. And I'm very, I'm very, I don't know. I'm just wrong with this one. I ain't got no word for it. It's more so the impact on your partner's mental health. Feeling unloved correlates with higher levels of depression, anxiety, and low self-esteem, which we have dealt with in our marriage, and that shit sucks because it's like it's not the normal little whatever it may be on top or whatever else. And now it's gonna be a dog for days of that shit, and now you gotta work through that before you even get to the main part that you want. You feel what I'm saying? So it's like you working through a whole bunch of other levels before you actually get to the level that you're trying to love. You're gonna have to fight through depression, anxiety, the self-esteem issues. but it's all in return caused by either something you said or something. In one way, shape, form, or another, like, it's going to be something. You know what I'm saying? You may not have thought about it. You can take it that way. You may have overlooked it, but nonetheless, this is how she feels, and she's feeling it pretty damn strong. Um, the chronic disrespect can lead to post-traumatic stress symptoms in long-term relationships. And I feel like I hope that's not the case with my situation. You know what I'm saying? That it's turned to PTSD of me, you know what I'm saying? My bullshit. Um, Self-awareness and reflection. Feeling unloved doesn't mean you're unlovable. It's an indicator of unmet needs. Journaling or therapy can help identify patterns and boundaries. I mean, I think we all should take a self-reflection. Period. Point blank. Whether you fucking up or not. Always analyze yourself first. When applicable. I mean, I'm saying that shit down, but in the moment, it's hard as fuck to be analyzed to yourself and be mad at yourself, especially a significant other. So, what's up with it, bro? What's that word, man? Now we're getting into part 3, which will be facing divorce and the hard decisions. When divorce becomes a serious consideration, um, it's going to be the shittiest feeling of your life. It is going to be the bottomless pit in your stomach. It's just going to suck. Period, point blank, because it's like you have to now go through that grieving stage that we talked about earlier and somehow reach acceptance of what that may be. If it's not reconcilable, all that, you know. It usually is a serious consideration after repeated infidelity without effort to repair. Keyword effort to repair. You feel me? Emotional, verbal, or physical abuse, and chronic disrespect or neglect. I think I'm guilty of it, especially when it comes to my phone and YouTube or just beats. It could be a lot of different things. Like, I feel like the neglect starts when you try to put a band-aid on something that it's already cheap. Already. It's not. I'm sorry. If you want to repair it, you got to put in the effort. That's what anything you do. I feel like the neglect part is kind of where I fall at because, like I said, YouTube, my beats, there's many things that I do. I feel like I could have done more on that tip as far as like trying to be more like, hey, this shit can't wait type situation. Or I should have said this shit could wait. You know what I'm saying? And focused in and locked in on my marriage more. So, emotional preparation. Grieving the loss of your relationship is natural and necessary. Experts recommend stages similar to grief, denial, anger, bargaining, depression, and acceptance. I'm on the verge of the cliff at this point. Um, I hope y'all aren't at this point of serious consideration. I hope y'all hopefully can reconcile through it. Um, if you have to, please go through your steps that you need to go through. Please, if you need, you feel what I'm saying, forgiveness versus reconciliation. Forgiveness is freeing yourself from resentment, and reconciliation is deciding whether the relationship can heal. They don't have to happen together. Um, However, this shit may fall for y'all, for me, for whoever. Remember that You don't necessarily have to reconcile to forgive. You don't necessarily have to forgive to reconcile. But please know that it's crazy out here in the streets. Um, whatever your feelings are, whatever your boundaries are, the feelings are valid, your boundaries matter, and even after heartbreak, there's space for love, respect, and peace in your life. If this resonates, share your story on in my comments or on threads or anywhere else you can find me. Uh, let's learn, let's heal, do this shit together, one step at a time. Um, I'm being as vulnerable as I fucking can with this shit. Because one thing she did always tell me that like your story could help somebody. So I don't know if this can help a motherfucker in Nebraska that's going through it right now or on the verge of divorce. But take it from a nigga who definitely knows like if you want it, fight for it. If you don't want it, be man enough to say you don't want it. Don't leave them in limbo. Um, don't be afraid of change if that's necessary. And be valued, be respected, be loved, and start that shit off with yourself. I just wanted to run through that real quick. Not really run through it, but just let y'all know like love is rare in this motherfucker, especially nowadays. And if you got it, hold on to that shit. Don't fuck it up. Because you're gonna realize that it's more motherfuckers who just rather do the naked Watusi than actually pour into you. You feel what I'm saying? Or try to make this shit larger than life, if you would. You feel? Um, it's not the easiest shit to talk about, but I mean, what in life really is easy, right? But I can say that I haven't been the best. You feel me? And that's just what the shit boiled down to. Like when you're not a starter and you start, that ain't fair. That makes sense. Type shit. And I ain't been a starter. You feel what I'm saying? Like I ain't been playing like a starter. I've been on some bullshit. I ain't been eating right. Like I've been on some fuck shit. So it is me being transparent as I possibly can, hoping hoping that this makes sense to somebody that's going through it. Some husband out there may understand what the fuck I'm saying. You know what I'm saying? So that's all I give a fuck about. Um, let me get into this little article I found, which was 10 unforgettable original anime series that stand alone. I'm gonna get the fuck up out of here and go check on some shit. And then I'm coming back with that. Thank y'all for coming through. Appreciate y'all. Till next time. Peace and hair. Respect.